In this exercise, we will create this animation. I'm gonna play it one more time. I go to After Effects, right click, import, file, I go to exercise 15, I select the Illustrator document, and I click on import. Okay. I double click the composition. I'm gonna right click, composition settings, and I'm gonna set the duration to 8 seconds. Okay. I'm gonna hide the text. Awesome for now, and I'm gonna start by animating the motorcycle. First of all, I'm gonna zoom and change the position of the anchor point from here to here. To do that, I need the anchor point tool. I click, I move the anchor point. I'm gonna press Control and snap it right here. Now I'm gonna put the playhead right here. I'm gonna press P to open the position. Click on Fit. I'm gonna click on the stopwatch. I'm gonna move the playhead to 4 seconds, and using the selection tool, I'm gonna take the motorcycle from here to here. We have this motion path. I'm gonna put the playhead at 2 seconds, and I'm gonna create a keyframe right here. To do that, I put the cursor right here, add keyframe at current time. I click, now we have a keyframe here, and of course we have a point on the motion path. I move to 3 seconds, and I'm gonna create another keyframe here by clicking here, or we can use a tool which is right here. Here we have pen tool. I click and maintain, and inside we find 5 other tools. I'm gonna select add vertex tool. I let go of the mouse. Now we have this tool selected. I'm gonna zoom in. I go to the motion path, and just by clicking, I created a new point on the motion path, and of course I created a keyframe on the timeline. I can create another one here and another one here, just like this. And to delete the points from the motion path, I can click and maintain. I go to delete vertex tool, and now I can use this tool to delete. You can see the minus sign. Click to delete and click here to delete. We have 2 new keyframes. I'm gonna put the playhead right here around this area. I'm gonna add a new point, a new keyframe right here, and I'm gonna add a new keyframe about here. I'm gonna go back to selection tool, and now I'm gonna modify the motion path. I'm gonna take this point right here. I'm gonna move the handle a little bit and make it match the track. I'm gonna take this one up like this, move the handle like this. I'm gonna take this point from here to here, and this point from here to here. Now I'm gonna adjust the handles. I'm gonna rotate these handles like this. I'm gonna adjust these. I click on the point, I adjust the handles like this. I'm gonna press to move this handle individually. Now I think these two handles are positioned correctly. This matches the track, and I'm gonna now press Alt and move this individually like this. I'm gonna click on this point and press Alt, and I'm gonna move this individually like this. I'm gonna add 2 more points here and here. I go back to selection tool. I'm gonna take this from here to here. And this point from here to here. I adjust the handles a little bit to match the track. Like this. Now I'm gonna move the playhead and see how the motorcycle is moving. I need to make one adjustment. I right click here, I go transform, auto orient, orient along path, like this. And now let's see how the motorcycle is moving on the track. Okay, this needs to be adjusted. I'm gonna take it up a little bit, like this. Let's see how it moves. I think this looks good. It flies a little bit around here and then turns like this and continues like this. I'm gonna take this a little bit up, move the handle a little bit like that. Let's see how it moves. I think this is much better, and continues up to this point. I'm gonna click on this point like this and lift it a little bit, and this handle I'm gonna lift it just a little bit. Now Control Z to go back. I need to be careful. I ruined this part. I'm gonna take this a little bit up like this and Control Z to go back. I think this looks okay. If I need to take it a little bit up and move it individually, I can press Alt and move this individually without affecting the other one. I think this looks good. A little bit down. I'm gonna move it like this. And I think this is perfect. Now we're done with the motion path. I'm gonna play the animation, see what we get. I think this looks good, but it's not very smooth. To make it smooth, I'm gonna select all the keyframes like this, or I can simply click on position, select all the keyframes, and I'm gonna easy ease all the keyframes by pressing F9. And now if I play the animation, this is not what we wanted. This doesn't look good at all. If we click on the position and go to the graph editor, we see how the graph looks like. So it goes from 0, the speed goes from 0 and up, and then down to 0 and up, and down to 0 and up, and down to 0 and up. This is not what we want. We want the speed to go from 0 here and then up towards the middle and then goes down. Just one curve. The motorcycle starts slowly here and super fast around here, and then towards the ending it slows down. So we need to do something to fix this. I'm gonna click on the graph editor. I'm gonna select these keyframes in the middle. I want the motorcycle to follow this motion path, but I don't want these keyframes to affect the speed of the motorcycle. So I'm gonna select these keyframes in the middle. I right click and I click on Rove Across Time. I click and we notice how they change to small dots. And now if I select any keyframe here and go to the graph editor, we see how it looks like. Now we have a proper easy ease. Only the first keyframe and the last keyframe matter, and all the others in between. When I activated Rove Across Time, now they are attached to the graph, but they don't affect the speed anymore. They just follow the graph. So I'm gonna play the animation now. This looks much better. I'm gonna make an adjustment. I'm gonna click on this point, click on this handle, move it a little bit to the right, click on this point. I'm gonna move this handle a little bit to the left, and you notice all the keyframes in the middle are following the graph. I'm gonna play. I think this looks good. I'm gonna drag this a little bit to the right like this. I'm gonna leave the graph editor. I'm just gonna take this keyframe a little bit down like this. I think this looks better now. Maybe this a little bit here. Move this handle a little bit here. I think this looks better. And now I think we are done with the motorcycle. I can add a small thing, which is motion blur. I can activate it simply by clicking like this. And now I'm gonna animate the text. I go to 5 seconds. Text here, amazing. I'll make it visible like this. I'm gonna press S to bring up the scale. I click on the stopwatch. I'm gonna type 0% here. I go to 6 seconds and I'm gonna make the text super big. I'm gonna type 240, press enter, and now it goes like this. I'm gonna select the two keyframes, easy ease, F9. I'm gonna go to the graph editor. I'm gonna click on this point and move this handle all the way to the left like this, and now we get this effect. I think it looks good. It's very smooth. But one small thing, if I zoom in like this, we notice the text is a little bit pixelated. We see when I scaled up too much, I noticed that the text lost a little bit in quality. There are small pixels here. They are visible. That's not what we want. When working with an Illustrator document, when working with vector graphics, there is an option that we can activate in After Effects to preserve the quality of the vector graphics, which is this option for vector layer continuously rasterize. I'm gonna activate it by clicking here, and now you notice we no longer have loss in quality. I can zoom in and you see the letters are sharp now. If I deactivate it, notice now they are pixelated. I activate it once again and now they are sharp. I think this looks good. Now I'm gonna play the entire animation. And now the exercise is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.